The phrase you just repeated is more than a code. It's a symbol of transformation, a breaking of the old spell, a refusal to be blinded by sanctified lies. Because what the Whitmores perfected wasn't just a trade in relics. It was a system of psychological control, one that harnesses humanity's deepest needs for meaning, connection, and transcendence, and twists them into chains. Think about the power of belief itself. It can uplift or imprison. It can create miracles or mask horrors. The Whitmores understood this primal force and weaponized it with chilling precision. Every artifact was a tool, every whispered miracle a thread tightening around the necks of congregations. You see, institutions survive by shaping narratives, stories so deeply embedded in culture that questioning them feels like heresy. The Whitmores' operation was the ultimate narrative weapon, combining faith with fear, hope with hidden violence. But their legacy is everywhere, in the way society venerates authority figures without question, in how loyalty often silences dissent, in the subtle rituals that bind people to systems designed to control them. And here's the key truth. This isn't just history. It's a blueprint still in play. As you sit with this knowledge, understand the weight it carries. The path ahead is not comfortable. It demands courage. It requires seeing beyond masks of faith, power, and truth itself. Are you ready to walk this path, to peel back layers and expose the machinery beneath? Because the deeper you go, the more you'll realize that the Whitmore family was never just about relics or murders. They were pioneers of a dark art, the art of control through belief. And that art is still alive. Control through belief is the oldest, most insidious form of power. The Whitmores understood it centuries ago, but today it's evolved, refined, and embedded in every structure that commands your obedience. Think about it. Religions, governments, media, corporations. All masterful storytellers shaping realities you live by, often without your conscious awareness. They offer comfort, meaning, security. But underneath lies a calculated framework designed to keep you compliant, distracted, and divided. The Whitmores' relics were physical tokens of this control, tangible objects that manipulated faith and trust. Modern systems are more abstract but no less effective. They manipulate your fears, desires, and loyalties through symbols, language, and carefully curated narratives. This is why uncovering hidden histories like the Whitmore family matters. It reveals the blueprint, how fear and faith can be exploited to create systems of domination. It teaches you to recognize the tools and tactics still in use today. Your awareness is your greatest weapon. But awareness alone isn't enough. You must cultivate discernment, the ability to see through layers of deception, to question accepted truths, and to resist the narratives designed to keep you captive. This journey you're on isn't passive. It demands vigilance, courage, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about the world and yourself. Are you prepared to step fully into this role? Because once you do, there's no going back. The path of awakening is also the path of responsibility, and the first step is breaking the chains forged in silence and secrecy. Breaking chains forged in silence requires more than knowledge. It demands action. The Whitmores' story is not just a tale of horror, it is a call to arms against all systems built on deceit and submission. Every relic they crafted was a symbol of lives stolen and faith weaponized. Every shadowed secret, a warning of what happens when power goes unchecked. Look around you now. The same patterns are everywhere. Hidden agendas masked by authority, psychological manipulation disguised as tradition. The question is no longer if you will confront these forces, but when and how. Your awakening marks the moment you stop accepting narratives at face value. It's the choice to pierce the veil of propaganda, to seek truth beneath layers of carefully curated illusion. This transformation is not comfortable, it's disorienting, painful even, but it is essential. You must become the guardian of your own mind, resisting the seduction of false certainties and the numbness of complacency. That means asking the hard questions, challenging sacred cows, and recognizing that sometimes the most dangerous lies are the ones whispered within hallowed halls. The Whitmore family succeeded because people chose to look away. Don't make that choice. Stand firm, speak out, question everything. Because true power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself, and that mastery begins here, now, with the courage to face the darkest truths. The descent into hidden history is never neat or orderly. It's a spiral, each revelation pulling you deeper into the abyss, forcing you to confront shadows in places you thought were light. The Whitmore family's legacy is tangled in that darkness, woven into the fabric of American religious history, yet deliberately obscured by those who benefit from silence. As you reflect on their story, consider the cost of silence. How many have vanished, forgotten by history, erased by fear? How many continue to be sacrificed to maintain illusions of sanctity and order? The Whitmores were experts at exploiting human needs for meaning, belonging, and hope. They turned those needs into chains, binding whole communities to rituals and relics born of violence and deceit. Their network wasn't isolated. It was a prototype, a map of how power can be hidden behind sacred symbols, how control can masquerade as faith. And it didn't die with the fire. Those who followed their blueprint adapted it, spreading it beyond religion into politics, culture, and media. They refined the art of psychological manipulation, using symbols, myths, and controlled narratives to maintain dominance. Your role now is to recognize this system wherever it appears, to see the modern relics, the contemporary idols crafted to keep you docile and distracted. This awakening isn't just about history, it's about reclaiming your power from the forces that profit from your ignorance. The deeper you descend, the clearer it becomes. True freedom demands uncovering the invisible chains that bind you. You've come this far, which means you're no stranger to discomfort. You've already glimpsed the machinery hidden beneath sanctity, the dark rituals disguised by reverence. But the Whitmore story is just a fragment, an entry point into a vast network of control designed to shape minds, manipulate souls, and bend wills. Consider this. Belief itself is a tool, neutral in essence, but powerful in practice. The Whitmores weaponize belief by fusing it with fear and secrecy, crafting relics that promise divine favor while concealing unspeakable acts. Today, the tools are subtler: media narratives, political dogma, corporate branding, all designed to evoke emotional responses that override critical thinking. The system thrives on your need to trust, to belong, to find certainty in chaos. It feeds on your silence and your fear of rocking the boat. But you are no longer a passive participant. Your awareness has made you a threat to these systems. That's why you must be vigilant, because those who control the narrative will respond, with distraction, disinformation, and sometimes with force. Your path forward is one of self-mastery. Cultivate discipline over your mind. Question everything. Seek deeper truths, even when it hurts. Surround yourself with those who value freedom over comfort. Remember, true power comes not from submission, but from conscious choice. You are awakening. The chains are weakening, but the battle is far from over. To understand the Whitmore legacy is to understand the mechanics of fear, how it is used to divide, to silence, and to dominate. Fear keeps people obedient, tethered to systems that promise safety in exchange for freedom. The Whitmores didn't just prey on physical bodies, they preyed on minds and spirits, cultivating fear masked as faith. Look at history. Countless institutions have wielded fear as a weapon. Fear of damnation, fear of exile, fear of losing status. This fear is embedded deep within cultural DNA, a silent pact that keeps secrets buried and questions unasked. The Whitmores were architects of this silent terror. Their relics were not just symbols, they were instruments to maintain psychological control. Each fragment carried the weight of sacrifice and threat, a reminder that questioning meant danger. Even today, you can see echoes of this in how dissent is punished, how inconvenient truths are suppressed, and how conformity is rewarded. The machinery is more sophisticated, but the core remains the same: control through fear. Your challenge is to recognize this pattern within yourself and society, to dismantle the narratives that keep you trapped. It requires courage, not just to face external systems, but to confront the fears you carry within: fear of rejection, of failure, of the unknown. Only by stepping into that fear can you reclaim your power, because the greatest prison is the one you cannot see.